You have a perfect prompt. The model answers beautifully. Then reality lands. The model needs to remember what was said 3 messages ago. It needs to answer questions about documents it never trained on. It needs to check a database or call an external tool before it can respond. Suddenly, a single client.chat.completions.create call is not enough. And you are standing at the first real architectural decision of your entire LLM project. 3 paths open up from this exact moment. Reach for LangChain, reach for LlamaIndex, or build a thin layer on top of the raw SDK yourself. Getting this choice wrong does not break your prototype today. It breaks your production system 6 months from now, when you are debugging stack traces 40 frames deep, paying 2.7 times what you should on token costs, or burning an entire sprint migrating away from a breaking API change you never saw coming. This video is the honest comparison nobody selling a framework will give you. Stay to the end for the decision framework. Here is why this decision matters more than most engineers assume. LLM API spending doubled from $3.5 billion to $8.4 billion between late 2024 and mid-2025. That is real production budget, board-level spend, and every dollar of it flows through a framework layer sitting between your application and the model. That layer decides how much of your spend does useful work and how much simply pays rent on abstraction you never needed. 3 contenders exist here. LangChain is an orchestration toolkit for chaining steps. LlamaIndex is a retrieval toolkit for reasoning over your own data. Raw API calls are a stance on how much abstraction you carry. These are not competitors fighting for the same job. They solve 3 different layers of the same stack, and many serious production systems use 2 of them stitched together at once. The real question is never which single one is objectively best. It is which layer of abstraction earns its cost for the exact problem sitting in front of you right now, today. Let's map the landscape in plain English without the marketing spin. LangChain launched in October 2022 as a general-purpose framework for chaining LLM operations. Prompt templates, model calls, output parsers, memory, and tools, all composed through one standard interface. It is now the largest LLM framework by adoption, with 119,000 GitHub stars and over 500 integrations. LlamaIndex launched a month later in November 2022, originally as GPT Index, built to solve a completely different problem: getting a model to reason accurately over your own documents. It organizes everything around ingestion, chunking, embedding, indexing, and retrieval, and now sits at 44,000 GitHub stars with 300+ data connectors through Llama Hub, covering Notion, Google Drive, Slack, PDFs, and databases. Raw API calls mean using the OpenAI or Anthropic SDK directly, with 0 orchestration layer beyond what the provider ships. This is not the beginner's fallback it is often framed as. It is increasingly the destination production teams migrate back to once a framework's complexity stops paying for itself. Let's go deep on LangChain, the orchestration layer. Its entire strength is assembling complexity. If your application involves multiple steps, multiple tools, conditional routing, memory across conversation turns, or agents that reason before acting, LangChain hands you the building blocks for all of it, backed by connectors to over 500 services and a community large enough that someone has usually already solved your exact edge case. But the same team that built LangChain also builds LangGraph, a separate package purpose-built for stateful, graph-based agent workflows, and it is now the officially recommended way to build production agents inside the LangChain ecosystem. LangGraph models an agent's behavior as a directed graph. Nodes are ordinary Python functions, edges represent state transitions, and one central typed state object flows through the entire execution from start to finish. Critically, LangGraph ships with built-in persistence through checkpointers that write to SQLite, PostgreSQL, or Redis. That means an agent can literally pause mid-workflow, save its complete state to disk, and resume execution hours or even days later. That capability is genuinely difficult to hand-build yourself. Now the honest trade-offs, stated directly. LangChain adds roughly 10 milliseconds of overhead per step, LangGraph roughly 14. For human-facing chat apps where one LLM call already takes 1 to 3 seconds, that overhead is irrelevant. For high-throughput pipelines processing thousands of requests a minute, it compounds fast. More painful in practice. Stack traces from LangChain production errors routinely span 15 to 40 frames of internal framework code, so finding the actual bug takes noticeably longer than in a system you wrote yourself. On cost, one documented comparison found LangChain incurring 2.7 times higher token costs than a native implementation for a basic retrieval augmented generation pipeline. The abstraction itself consumed tokens that never needed to exist. LangChain reached version 1.0 in October 2025, finally committing to real API stability after a turbulent 0.1 through 0.3 era that forced multiple breaking migrations. For new projects, that history barely matters now. For teams still running old version 0 code, the migration cost to reach stability is very real. Let's look at real LangChain code and LCEL chain, the modern way to compose LangChain operations. LCEL stands for LangChain Expression Language. On screen you see 3 objects: a prompt template, a chat model, and an output parser, connected end to end with the pipe operator. The prompt template defines a system message and a human message with a named variable called topic, filled in at runtime, making the template reusable and versionable across your codebase. The model object wraps OpenAI's GPT-4o, and swapping it for a cheaper model or a different provider requires changing one line. The chain logic underneath never changes, one of LangChain's strongest selling points over raw calls. The output parser strips the raw AI message object down to a plain string, so you are not manually digging through response objects. The entire chain is built with one pipe-separated line. Prompt, then model, then parser. That same chain object supports invoke, stream, batch, and async invoke without a single change to how it was defined, real interface consistency, earned through composition. Now let's extend that foundation into a tool-using agent with LangGraph. On screen, an agent with two tools, a web search function using DuckDuckGo, and a calculator decorated with LangChain's tool decorator, safely evaluating a math expression string. Both tools bundle into a simple Python list. The critical line is one function call, create React agent, fed the language model and the tool list. That single function wires together the model, the tools, and a complete built-in React reasoning loop, the pattern where the model thinks, decides to call a tool, reads the result, and keeps reasoning until it has a final answer worth returning. Watch what happens when we ask what 15% of 2400 is. The agent recognizes it needs the calculator, calls it, reads back the numeric result, and replies in plain language. What would take 50 or more lines of hand-rolled orchestration in a raw implementation collapses into 4 lines here. That abstraction is genuinely appropriate when your workflow needs it. The real skill is knowing when it doesn't. Let's flip to LlamaIndex, the retrieval layer, built from the ground up for one job, helping a model reason accurately over external data. If your central challenge is answering correctly from your own documents, this is your starting point, not LangChain. The performance numbers back that specialization directly. LlamaIndex indexes documents 2.5 times faster than LangChain and hits sub-200 millisecond query latency even across 10,000 documents. Its framework overhead sits at roughly 6 milliseconds, lower than LangChain's 10 and LangGraph's 14. At the token level, LlamaIndex uses roughly 1.6 thousand tokens per query versus LangChain's 2.4 thousand, a 33% gap that compounds quickly at production scale. The architectural reason is that LlamaIndex treats retrieval as a first-class primitive rather than a composable afterthought. Its 5 core abstractions, data connectors, node parsers, indices, query engines, and workflows are designed from day one to work together automatically, including hierarchical chunking that preserves parent-child relationships between sections and auto-merging retrieval that recombines related chunks precisely at query time. Where does LlamaIndex fall short? On the agent side, its workflow system handles asynchronous, event-driven pipelines well, but stateful, multi-turn agents with real persistence require more manual work than LangGraph gives you out of the box. LangGraph's checkpointing, pause, persist full state, resume later, is something LlamaIndex workflows can eventually achieve, but it is not handed to you automatically. For document question answering and knowledge retrieval, this weakness almost never matters. For long-running agentic workflows requiring human-in-the-loop checkpoints, it matters enormously. On the code side, though LlamaIndex wins clearly, LangChain requires 30 to 40% more code than LlamaIndex to build an equivalent retrieval-augmented generation pipeline. That gap compounds the moment you add chunking strategies, multiple source documents, re-ranking logic, metadata filtering, or hybrid search. Each of these requires noticeably more manual assembly inside LangChain than inside LlamaIndex, where these capabilities are baked into the core abstractions from the start. Remember the rule from earlier. LangChain orchestrates steps. LlamaIndex perfects the retrieval step itself. Neither replaces the other. They solve genuinely different halves of the same production problem. Here is a complete LlamaIndex retrieval-augmented pipeline, from raw document ingestion to a final answered query. On screen, a global settings object configures the language model and embedding model exactly once, at the top of the file. Every downstream component automatically picks that up, so swapping models later means editing 2 lines instead of hunting through your codebase. 3 short documents are created inline to keep the example self-contained. In production, you would swap this for a directory reader pulling real files, or one of LlamaIndex's 300+ Llama Hub connectors. The critical line is vector store index from documents, which silently handles chunking, embedding, and indexing in one call, a process that takes 30 to 40% more code inside LangChain. Then as query engine, called with similarity top k equal 2 and response mode compact, builds a complete retrieval plus generation pipeline in 2 lines, merging the top 2 relevant chunks before they reach the model, which reduces token usage versus sending each chunk separately. Less assembly, better retrieval, the entire LlamaIndex value proposition made concrete. Now the minimal path, raw API calls. The default assumption across most developer communities is that you start raw and graduate to a framework as complexity grows. The pattern worth watching in 2026 runs the opposite direction. Teams that started with LangChain quietly rewriting back down to raw SDKs. The OpenAI Agents SDK, released March 2025, already has 26,900 GitHub stars and 10.3 million monthly downloads, providing tool use, multi-agent handoffs, built-in tracing, and safety guardrails in a genuinely minimal package. Its overhead per tool call runs 2 to 5 milliseconds, versus LangChain's 10 to 30. Teams migrating away from LangChain report a 40 to 60% drop in code volume and, more strikingly, a 70 to 90% drop in monthly maintenance burden. The argument isn't that frameworks are bad engineering. An abstraction only earns its cost if it hides complexity you still face. And by 2026, OpenAI and Anthropic have absorbed tool calling, streaming, and memory into their native SDKs. Here is a complete tool-using agent built on the raw OpenAI SDK, in under 80 lines with zero framework in between. On screen, a tools list defines two functions in JSON schema, a calculator and a word counter, with descriptions the model reads to decide when and how to call each one. These descriptions carry more weight here than in any framework, because there is no wrapper filling gaps for you. Clarity is entirely your responsibility. Below that, the Python implementations sit in a simple dispatch dictionary mapping toolname directly to function. The heart of the system is one while true loop. It calls the model, appends the assistance message to a plain list, and checks whether tool calls were requested. If not, that's the final answer. If yes, it executes every tool, appends each result into that message list, and loops again so the model reads results and keeps reasoning. Every message, system, user, assistant, tool sits in a list you can print, log, or edit at any point. Nothing is hidden. Time for the head-to-head numbers, evaluated across the same task, pulled from independent published benchmarks. On framework overhead, raw API sits near 0 milliseconds, LlamaIndex at 6, LangChain LCEL at 10, LangGraph at 14. On token overhead per query, raw API uses 0 extra tokens, LlamaIndex adds roughly 1.6 thousand, LangChain roughly 2.4 thousand, LangGraph around 2000. Per tool call latency, 2 to 5 milliseconds for raw API versus 10 to 30 for both LangChain and LangGraph. But the number that matters when something breaks at 2 in the morning is stack trace depth. Raw API errors surface in 2 to 5 frames. LlamaIndex runs 5 to 10. LangChain and LangGraph routinely span 15 to 40 frames of internal code before you reach the actual bug. That maps directly to debugging clarity. High for raw API, medium for LlamaIndex, low for both LangChain variants. On lines of code for a basic one-document task, the 3 land close, roughly 20, 15, 18 lines, the gap only opens at real production scale. Knowing when each approach fails is as valuable as knowing when it succeeds, so let's walk the failure table. When retrieval accuracy degrades, with raw API you built it so you alone fix it, with LlamaIndex you tune the chunking or index strategy, with LangChain you must tune each pipeline component separately, which takes longer. When an agent loops indefinitely, raw API requires you to manually add a max iterations guard. LlamaIndex relies on a workflow timeout. LangChain exposes a built-in max iterations parameter. When a prompt change breaks output, raw API and LlamaIndex fail immediately and obviously. Inside LangChain, the break can silently propagate through the chain first. When the underlying model API changes, raw API means updating one SDK. LlamaIndex means updating one package. LangChain means updating LangChain OpenAI and then retesting your entire chain. And when scaling to genuinely high throughput, raw API stays optimal, LlamaIndex stays good, while LangChain's framework overhead compounds the most as request volume climbs. None of this makes LangChain the wrong choice, it makes it the wrong choice for the wrong job. Let's run the same document question answering task 3 different ways, side by side, so the trade-offs stop being abstract. On screen, 1 shared question, 1 shared context paragraph about retrieval augmented generation, and 3 functions, raw API answer, LlamaIndex answer, LangChain answer, each receiving identical inputs and returning a plain string. The raw API version manually builds the message list with a system and user prompt that injects context directly, then extracts the response by hand, nothing hidden. The LlamaIndex version wraps that context in a document object, builds a vector store index from it, and calls this query engine with similarity top k equal 1, 2 lines replacing several. The LangChain version assembles a chat prompt template carrying the context as a variable, pipes it into the model, and pipes that into a string output parser. At this small scale, 1 document, 1 question, the visible differences are minor. Feed all 3 functions 500 documents and a genuinely complex query instead, and LlamaIndex's purpose-built retrieval pulls decisively ahead of the other 2. Let's pull every framework overhead number into 1 clear visual you can screenshot. Across the 4 columns, raw API, LlamaIndex, LangChain LCEL, LangGraph, 3 patterns repeat consistently. First, overhead scales directly with how much orchestration logic sits between you and the model, 0, 6, 10, 14 milliseconds in that exact order. Second, token overhead follows nearly the same ranking, because more orchestration means more scaffolding injected into every prompt behind the scenes. Third, and most important for production, debugging transparency runs opposite to framework power. The more a framework automates, the deeper its stack traces bury the bug you're hunting. This is not an argument against frameworks. It is a reminder that every abstraction is a trade of visibility for convenience, and that trade is only worth making when you are actually using the convenience you are paying for. A team running simple one-shot completions inside LangGraph is paying LangGraph full 14 millisecond, 40 frame tax for 0 of LangGraph as actual persistence or state management benefits. Pure unearned overhead, sitting there in every single request. So what do real production teams converge on by mid-2026? Not a single winning framework, a layered stack. Raw SDK handles simple, one-off calls where full transparency matters most. LlamaIndex owns the retrieval layer wherever document-heavy question answering is the core problem. LangGraph owns the agent loop wherever true statefulness, persistence, and multi-step reasoning are required. And LangSmith sits across the entire stack for tracing and observability. Crucially, none of these 4 choices locks you out of the other 3. They compose cleanly, layer by layer, wherever each one's strength applies. This is the mental model worth carrying forward. LangChain orchestrates, LlamaIndex retrieves, and raw API calls are a stance on how much abstraction you carry at any given moment. None of the 3 is universally correct. Each one is correct for a specific shape of problem, and wrong the moment you apply it outside that shape. The engineers paying 2.7 times too much in token costs are not using a bad framework. They are using the right framework for the wrong problem. Here is the practical rule to take away from all of this. Start with the minimal option that fully handles your current requirements, and only add a framework the moment you hit a problem it was specifically built to solve, never before. Hitting a genuine retrieval problem is your signal to add LlamaIndex. Hitting a genuine state management problem is your signal to add LangGraph. Adding either one before you actually feel that specific pain means carrying real maintenance overhead today for a future problem that may never arrive in the exact shape you imagined it would. 6 months from now, the difference between a system that scales cleanly and one buried under 40 frame stack traces won't come down to which framework had the most GitHub stars. It comes down to whether you matched the abstraction level to the actual complexity in front of you honestly on the day you chose. If this comparison saved you from a bad 6-month bet, subscribe for more no-spin engineering breakdowns, and drop a comment on which of these 3 you're shipping with.